Hello, I'm Nate Custer with FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and we are here helping people in Central Michigan recover from the often disastrous experiences they had in the flooding in late June, and it's a partnership. Also here are colleagues with the Small Business Administration.
Hi, my name's Adrienne Lanive. I'm a public affairs specialist with the Small Business Administration, and we're federal partners with FEMA. We help with those homeowners, renters, businesses, and not-for-profits in their long-term recovery through our low-interest disaster loans.
The important thing for people who had damages from the flooding in Bay, Gladwin, Midland, and Isabella counties in late June is to know that they need to register with FEMA. Now, a lot of these people were urged and did so, registered with their local county governments. But if you did that, you're not in the FEMA and the SBA system. So you need to call 800-621-3362, or you can go online at disasterassistance.gov and register. And as I said, that gets you into the FEMA system and also gets you into the SBA.
Once you've registered with FEMA, most people are often referred to the SBA for low-interest disaster loan consideration. It's absolutely imperative you complete that application and get it back to us. If our program's a good fit for you, we can help with those costs of that long-term recovery and rebuilding of your home, of personal property. Or if our program is not a good fit for you, we will then go ahead and refer you back to FEMA for possible additional grant consideration. But it's absolutely critical that if you've been referred to the SBA, you go ahead and complete that application, just get it back to us just as soon as possible.
Now, what FEMA does is provide grants. This is money which does not have to be repaid. Funds to conduct temporary or emergency repairs to your home, to make it safe, secure, and functional. Maybe not necessarily to get you totally where you were before the flooding occurred, but to help get you back on your feet. That can include repairing drywall, carpeting, things like that. So maybe we're not going to give grants to deal with an entire house perhaps, but enough at least in the living spaces so you can be there. When you register with FEMA, you'll get a call from an inspector within a matter of days, and he or she will come out and look at your property and send in a report with a very well-experienced approach that they take, knowing what these repairs are likely to cost. Everything is on a case-by-case basis, but you will get the appointment, the inspection, and then whatever amount may be deemed as going for you to help you recover. That can come by direct deposit. Some of these places have problems with mail service, especially early after a disaster. It can be done by direct deposit to your bank account.
Once you've gone through the FEMA process, again, you may be referred to the SBA. We're going to help you with that long-term recovery. So we're going to help you with that personal property that's maybe not generally covered under FEMA, under their safe, secure, and functional. This is where you're going to rebuild your home. We're going to help you put your home back together. And we do this through low-interest disaster loans. Homeowners can get up to $200,000 and an interest rate which can be as low as 1.938%, which is a lot better than what you may have to be charging on a credit card to be able to pay for this material, or pulling out of your savings or even your retirement. So it's really a good tool to help you in that long-term recovery. Personal property can be covered up to $40,000, again for an interest rate which can be as low as 1.938%. Remember, we're also here for businesses. Businesses can get help with physical damage, which can be up to $2 million, and or loss of income, which is an economic injury. And that interest rate can be as low as 3.725. So it's absolutely critical. Please, if you've been referred to the SBA, go ahead, fill out that application. You're under no obligation to take it if one's offered to you. If it is, it's a great tool to have in your toolbox when you go to do that long-term recovery. And if our program's not a good fit for you, as I said, we're going to go ahead and get you back to FEMA, possible additional grant consideration. So there's really no downside, but it's absolutely imperative. Please complete that application, get it back to us.
Some people will kind of defer. They'll say, well, the folks down the street, they had more damage, and I'm going to let them perhaps get some federal assistance. The money is there for everybody and those living in the 4 declared counties, regardless of the neighborhood, regardless of what your economic status is. It's all considered on a case-by-case basis. Now, we have something that will be very helpful to a lot of people. We have opened 4 disaster recovery centers. One of these is located in each of the 4 counties. This amounts to one-stop shopping. You can go in there and talk face-to-face with a FEMA or an SBA representative. Also, you can talk with someone who is very knowledgeable about mitigation, steps that you can take to make your home more disaster-proof in the future. So those centers are open until further notice, and a lot of people are more comfortable talking to somebody face to face. If you've already registered and maybe you have questions about what's happening on your application, you may have received some type of a letter from FEMA that you're unsure what that's all about. You can go in there and talk to someone, FEMA and the SBA, and get those questions answered.
Now, it's also important to remember, SBA people are in those disaster recovery centers. Again, as Nate said, one-stop shop. You can't beat that. Go on in. The other nice thing is that the Small Business Administration disaster loans are available, again, for homeowners and renters, and it can be used for what's called mitigation. Maybe you had one sub pump, but it really wasn't enough. You need a second one. Our funds can be able to help with that. Maybe there's some drainage issues. Whatever you can do to prevent this from happening in the future, we can actually assist you with that through our low-interest disaster loans. But it's critical, again, complete the registration with FEMA, go ahead and complete and submit your SBA loan application, visit one of our disaster recovery centers. They're staffed with incredibly talented people. Please come in, ask questions, ask if you have any concerns or just don't know the process. We'll be happy to help you through it.
Again, the registration is essential. 800-621-3362 or online at disasterassistance.gov. This isn't going to go on forever. The deadline is October 2nd. The sooner you register, the sooner you can be considered on a case-by-case basis for some of this help.